All right, so wow, I still haven't edited those other videos. I've got to get to that. Well, I'm actually questioning whether or not I should switch this over to just a weekly thing. Given most of these videos are me just sort of ranting about nothing, but if I did it sort of like just I don't know, just Sundays or something like that, or maybe just like Thursdays or something like that. No, I'd probably do it like just Tuesdays. That way I'd have the weekend to edit it. Monday for overlap in case I didn't get it done, and then Tuesday for if I forgot on Monday. Just build in a whole bunch of redundancy into that system. Might do that. Don't know if it'd be Tuesday. I might just put it on Saturday anyways, or Sunday probably. Avoid the redundancy. But thing is about these videos, I've kind of got to edit them all at once. I could smash them together, and then like make parts at a time. But although, firstly, that takes a whole bunch of time. Secondly, it becomes way harder to edit the sections after that, but I don't know. Well, might still do that. But I mentioned in the last video, which you'll probably see at the same time as this one, I'll probably just group upload those. In fact, I might want to just start the first week by avoiding uploading it when I get time, hopefully on Saturday or something. But I'm having, I guess, troubles writing a paper. It's really long. I mentioned an assignment in the last video. It's the worst kind of paper. I hate, well, maybe not hate. I have a strong distaste for this kind of thing. It's a rhetorical, what is it? I don't know why I always forget this word. Rhetorical something. It's whatever. Yeah, rhetorical paper anyways. A rhetorical analysis, that's what it is. I don't know why I can't remember the word analysis, but I remember rhetorical. Whatever. The thing is, I hate these. These are the situations where you have to find a paper, or usually an article or something, and then analyze it based on the argument, not actually anything related to what they're saying, which in itself isn't a huge problem. The problem comes in lengthening them. Since even like a long article these days is like, I don't know, 3 pages long, which still isn't the end of the world. My final for my last English class was to write one of these suckers. To be fair, this assignment had its own flaws because it was the final. He just gave us 2 days of class to work on it, and because of little bureaucratic loopholes, they cut 10 minutes out of each class, and then there's still like the 5 minutes for setting up. There wasn't the usual 5 minutes of like packing up and looking ready to leave because it's the final, but it still took 5 minutes because they crammed these classes next to each other, so you can't enter early most of the time for most classes. Sometimes you find out like, oh, there's nothing in front of this class, or at least there's nothing in front of this class for, like, say it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, randomly like Monday and Wednesday, there's nothing in front of this class. There's just a Friday class, or behind this class, just one on Friday, so I can get there early, and you can set up. But even so, that's only saving you 5 minutes, and oftentimes you won't have time for that, or you will, but then you have however much less time to eat your food, or to quickly type and print out your paper at a nearby computer lab, or maybe a not nearby computer lab. Anyways, or, with a lot of people, you will have 5 less minutes to, like, like, I don't know, clean your house or feed your kids or something, because you'll have to get in your car and rush to school faster. Anyways, it's not a good situation. So, back to that paper. As a result, I had about 45 minutes per day, 90 minutes, maybe a little less, to read an article, a page and a half, and then pull out 3 pages of analyzing what that, to analyze what the article, how the author of the article was doing, how they wrote it, how effective the argument was. Oh. Yeah, so to decide basically how well it was written, nothing about what it was saying. Thankfully, I don't remember specifically what it was about, just rushing to like say something, and this was my first real experience with this, because in case you don't know, high school English classes are a joke. You get to college and then you learn what writing papers actually entails. And then apparently you get to real college, which is what I'm currently taking, real college, and you learn what papers actually are. In the first one, you just learn like, all right, so this is basically what a paper writing involves. And then in this class, you realize like, okay, you should know how to write a paper. It's time to actually write one, which is to say, like 5 pages is like the minimum if you want to do less than the minimum. Like less than 5 pages, and you're not even going to get like pity points, kind of ordeals. And then like final papers which are like 20. I think a good paper for my final is going to be like 27 pages. So that's a thing. Hopefully that final paper is interpretive, like argue some point. I think I can figure out 10 pages of arguing some topics if I research them a little more, and I just add some redundancies and some little things like make my font 12.5 and make my page margins like 1.05. I'm giving away the methods here, but whatever. I'm sure you guys all have figured these out yourself. Little things. I've noticed that if you do this on like a 4-page paper, you can usually like add a paragraph which isn't there. So I'm hoping like maybe on a 25, I might just get away with 24 pages. But whatever, that's a challenge I'm going to cross when I get to it. Problem was here, I had a week for this paper. I didn't use the weekend as effectively as I should have. I probably didn't use today as effectively as I should have. But I was trying to find a really long-winded source for this rhetorical paper, which I'm not going to say the precise page length, because that would probably give away the class, or more so, what class. I'll say this, it's between 5 and 10 pages. 10 pages is probably too much, and 5 pages is definitely too little. Anyways, the thing is, this paper, I didn't want to go find a 3-page article and have to like pull out basically every sentence and analyze it, especially since I'm not too good at this anyways. So I didn't want to go in and analyze every single sentence and then be redundant so that I can pull out, so I can basically double its length. So the result is I either need to find a really long article, and since those things are usually pretty boring, pretty just straight factual, and I don't really know how to argue that a straight factual argument is good or bad, because usually it's just straight facts. It's sort of a neutral thing. It's not going to make me focus on you too much, which might make me either assume you're right or assume you're wrong. If you're a little more colorful with it, I might pay attention more, which even then, I could analyze that, but it's still not make me assume you're right or wrong. So basically, all I could do is restate whatever that paper states and say, this is nice, source here, or actually I don't think I'm allowed to even look at their sources. So I'd have to say this is written in a way which indicates that it's very factual, but not in a way which is interesting to the audience, which might make them zone out or skim it. And I don't know how many times I can repeat that. So, can't do a long article. Short article, I basically have to double its length analyzing it without actually saying anything about its argument, which is okay. I hope you're starting to see why I hate rhetorical essays, or rhetorical analysis essays. So what it comes down to is more or less a video, which those things tend to be jam-packed. That said, I'd still have to, even if I found a 15-minute one with great visuals, it'd still be difficult. Not the end of the world, though, because I'm pretty sure I could get at least a paragraph out of every, like, 15 seconds out of some of those. Anyways, the ones that are just jam-packed with visuals and explanations. But maybe not. I'm not sure. I mean, I could certainly do it if I was allowed to argue what they were saying and look at their sources and stuff. Like, I've seen some video, I mentioned sometimes, not here, but talking to people, that I once saw a think tank video, I think it was a conservative one, but it might not have been, which basically explained the abortion debate, at least one side of it, and the facts associated with that side in, I think it was like 5 or 7 minutes or something like that. Fantastic visuals, but I was interested in how they did that because it didn't feel rushed that much. So I went through and I paused and played, and I found like basically every 3 seconds had another fact that in a article would be 2 or 3 paragraphs. So I could write a 5 to 10 page paper on one of those videos, especially if it was one of the odd, more 15-minute ones. That said, this paper, I don't think I could do that. So, I'd have to find a longer one, since they usually don't get longer, since those animations, even if they're not precisely expensive, since so many kinds of people can do them now, and since a lot of these places, the think tanks anyways, have just like their own associated, I don't know, they have their own idea center. They have their own writers that are there and researchers and all that, and then they also have their animators. So, oh wow, 12 minutes. Pretty sure my editor maxes at 15 minutes. Huh. I wonder, I might just upload this video straight if it goes too long, because my editor freaks out after 15 minutes. And I'm not close to being done. So, if there's no pretty intro and outro, oh no, the dog. Alright, so I'm going to be quick about this. Once again, shut down by the length of these things. I think I'm going to have to end at 15 minutes, so I've maybe got 3 minutes, probably less, because my phone's at 5%, and I forgot, as fun as the pause button is on the default camera, it just doesn't let you use your phone once you hit 5%, which is kind of dumb. I don't think it lets me use the phone either. It's just so like, oh, hey, you want to use your phone as a phone? Or you want to like use your device for all of its charge? Okay, good. It sucks for you though. It's not going to happen. Like you can use it for 95%, not 100 though. And since the first like 20% of my phone seems to disappear instantaneously before I even leave, even if it's at 100%, whatever. These videos tend to get recorded at low battery. Anyways, so I'm going to be fast about this. 5%, geez. I'm writing a paper, it kind of sucks. I want to talk more about it, but my phone's not going to let me. Well, I guess I'll work on editing the videos and uploading them, but I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. Or not really a lot, but very few things that require a lot of effort. And some stuff which is also that way, a lot of effort, not very many things, which are ideas that I want to pursue more. I don't want college for me to be just papers and sleep. I'm willing to accept that I can't really have a very in-depth social life, but at least I want to pursue my own ideas, which are my education. Anyways, enjoy the... Alright, so I suppose he's saying goodbye for us. Yeah.